and be like I
Avoid it.
think we should be as raw as and honest as possible, right? Because like I want to talk about when I was in the bits too, and I
The
know
one-
that you're like right now, I know that you're feeling burnt out, so like I feel like the viewers would appreciate hearing
Okay.
insights into like like
Yeah,
the bad parts of it too.
it's important to talk about. And this is why I wanted to have this specific conversation, is because like we're all going through this. Everyone goes through this, but I feel like we don't like talk about the
Talk
ins
about
and
it.
outs enough, you
Yeah.
know?
Be like, hi,
Yeah.
I'm Purvi.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm with Maya. Maya, say hi.
Hi.
And Anita. Anita, say hey.
Hi.
Okay, yeah. So I'm just gonna dive into like questions and stuff.
Yeah, dive into the questions and stuff.
Okay, so the first question is, how far? How are you? How you doing? I think I should start with Anita because like Anita is feeling a lot.
Well, I can't lie yet. Today I'm actually a good. I'm actually good. My workplace, we took the student out to watch a pantomime, which was actually hilarious. There were so many hidden jokes. I mean, sex hidden jokes in there for the adults to be entertained. So that was fun. But on a general, I'm hanging in there. That's my best answer. I'm hanging in there. So some days are good. Some days I feel a lot more tired, fed up with students or like just life in general. Mm. It's been a tough couple weeks, month, term. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear it.
I think I'm finally like I'm doing good. Like I was going through like mental turmoil for the past couple months since I
Yeah.
graduated. Like I graduated in May,
Mhm.
but I'm finally reaching like a stage of like catharsis. Not really, but I'm like I'm finally figuring out what to do for the next few steps, at least the next few months of my life. So I'm doing good and I'm excited and I'm nervous and I'm scared, but I'm happy. Yeah.
Bro, that is what it is to be 21, bro.
Today was a bit weird, I'd say. I mean, this week has been a bit weird. Like in the morning, I was feeling a bit like, I think I'm just gonna stay in my bed in the dark and like completely isolate from all the human beings. Because I started seeing myself getting like very irritated by people. Like I went out to shop the other day and I was just like, everyone was breathing next to me. What? And I was just like, oh, like, so I just found myself feeling like really isolating in the last 2 days, like no social energy whatsoever. But I mean, I found a way, just some small praise and worship. So I'm
Period.
good now. But yeah, those on and off days. Yeah.
I feel like I, yeah, I was in that rut, and then I got to like a happy place, and now I'm like I got into like another rut.
Yeah,
Now I'm like clawing my way out of the rut now, slowly, slowly. So
as we do.
yeah, we'll be okay. Next question is, do you miss uni?
I had a really hard time getting over it because I graduated a year early. And all of my friends are still in college, like right now as we speak. So for the longest time, I was crying to my mom and like crying almost like it was depressing. I was putting myself in a state of like extreme sadness, thinking about, oh, what if I hadn't graduated a
Yeah.
year early? I wouldn't be going through so much confusion, chaos right now because I would have one more year to figure it out.
Mm.
And I used to miss it a lot because to me, like college was really easy for me. Like it was a way to like be like, okay, I'm not doing anything for my future right now. My future is me studying right now. And like I've always been good in class. So for me, it was like I fit right in. But now that I'm out in the big world, it's like I'm working, like I'm not getting graded on the work that I do. Like I'm not getting that feedback that I used to get in
Yeah.
school. I don't have that much time, and there's so much uncertainty. Like nothing is fixed anymore. We're not in an education system anymore. I hated it for the longest time, but I went back recently, like a month ago, to Minneapolis, and I saw my friends again in college. And I had a weird type of closure. I don't know, just like I sat there and I was like, it's the same. It's exactly how I left it.
Yeah.
But like I'm glad I left it. Like yeah, I miss it. It was a good time. But like now this is like my next time. Like now I'm like working towards I don't know. It
No, I
never
agree.
feels good in the beginning. It never feels good in the beginning and then it like blooms, you
Yeah.
know? It's
Yeah.
because you're replanting your seed somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like you're leaving a flower behind, but like this one's gonna grow bigger.
What? No, for real though. 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah,
change is always scary. Change is always
yeah.
scary. And then like, I don't know, you never get to see like the next good bit if you stay like where you were
Mhm.
before, essentially.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, yeah, no, I hear that.
I actually do, I was thinking about it like yesterday. I think it's so funny, and I knew that this would happen when I was there. I knew that I'll be like, oh, I hate this place, I hate this dissertation, everything. But I knew that a couple months down the line, I'm not gonna remember the bad stuff or
Yeah.
the not bad, but like the hard stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
And I feel like even now, I don't really remember the hard stuff as much. And if I remember it, I I see it more like a challenge that I overcame. I
yeah.
think right now what I really miss about uni is like having constant challenges. I don't know if you guys can hear me,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I
yeah,
100%
having
agree. Something to do.
something to do, like someone's
Yeah.
expecting work from you, you're doing it, you kind of like
Mm-hmm.
balancing friends, you're balancing church. And I feel like sometimes I sit here like a real potato and not really having anything like valuable that I need to do. Everything's up to me. I could do whatever, but it's like, eh,
Yeah,
so but yeah, I do miss uni.
yeah. That leads me into another question, but I'll get to that in a second. Anita, do you miss uni?
Oh, sorry. I had a memory. This will sum everything up. I had a memory come up on my phone where last year, yesterday, by this time, we were having the Res Life Christmas party, but we were having the time of our life. Anyways, I miss you.
Period. Anita misses uni. This is so
I
bad.
miss you.
How can you bring up a memory that I wasn't there? That is so
Oh,
insane.
sorry.
That is
But
so
that was just an
crazy.
example. I miss, having my own space. Having being at home is not that bad. It's just more the working that sometimes gets long, especially when you're not in the like everything was supposed to go ABC, but it's not ABC.
I want you to go more into that, but I'm going to ask another question that kind of leads into that. So,
Mhm.
yeah, so what are you doing now? Like, where are you in life? Where are you situationally? Like I don't know, like your living situation, your professional situation, and all of that. Um, and then could you just tell me, like, is it what you thought you'd be doing, and how are you finding it? Yeah. So yeah, I'm also working as a special educational needs TA, um, which is not at all what I thought I would be doing. I thought I would transition smoothly into a little corporate grad scheme, be living in my big four HR baddie era.
I love
Bro, because that is
Ish.
just so not God will yeah, God when we plan, God laughs, basically. That's what they say in it. But I think it's an experience I'm grateful for. It has definitely opened my eyes to a lot of things. I think it's taught me a lot, and I think it has very much helped me figure out the direction I want to go in. It's been hectic to say the least. I was
So
literally
you
just
still want to go into HR?
no.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to put the effort into this mental health thing. Yeah, so I'm like, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it scared because I think that yeah, I was battling between passion and practicality. Like I was just thinking, oh, HR is safe. It makes sense. I have the thing to do it. I can learn it. I used to always tell somebody it's when they ask me, oh, is that what you want to do? I'd say, it's what I can do it. Like it's something I can do. Do you get what I mean? So no, it's not what I really want to do. And when I did that HR internship, I was like, oh, this is dead, bro. This is so boring. Like it's just so bloody boring. and I really care about mental health, like specifically in education. Um, so
Yeah,
yeah, I'm like trying to take next steps towards that and like to see how to, yeah, so yeah, I'm like, I'm gonna do it, I think. So
Nice.
yeah, man, I think God recently has been hammering into my head, do it scared, do it scared, do it scared, in many different aspects of my life. So
this is good.
yeah, man, I'm just gonna, because you even convince yourself that you don't want it, but the reality is that you do want it. You just
Yeah,
grade, and it's not easy, We as
yeah.
things, we run from adversity and challenge at times. So yeah, man, that's where I am. I'm doing, for those who don't know, we both work with special needs kids. Um
Yeah, it's very different between me and her, by the way. She's dealing with like 16 to 22-year-olds, which is a completely different population. And I'm dealing with 3-year-olds and
it's like
7-year-olds.
toddlers. Um,
I thought I'd be in school right now. I thought I'd be in grad school right now.
this
As
is
we
what I'm saying. Like, this period of our lives is not linear whatsoever. It's very
know.
fluid. And I think once you accept the fluidity of the period of life you're in is when you'll find that like genuine peace.
So
And it
weirdly, what you're doing right now is more related with
ties
what.
in more with what I really care about. So how do I keep it together? You take it day by day. You listen to your body and to yourself. When you need a break, take a break, honestly. And there's utilize your staff members. Obviously, that's given that they're nice people or people who are good to work with. But I have a nice group of coworkers who like they'll see when I need to be able to just sit, and they'll like intervene for me and like kind of handle stuff, which I very much appreciate. Shout out you guys.
Off. I don't even have any workers, bro. I go alone. I'm going alone in these pits, bro.
Lol.
This today, a grandma did this to me. You can leave now.
That's so evil. No, but honestly, some of the co-workers though, that's the thing. Some of them are good, some of them are so
Whoa,
so
T.
it has its pluses and its cons. You know what I mean?
Okay, so I am living with my parents. Thank goodness, because that was the plan. This London rent is ridiculous. Mom still cooks, so praise the Lord.
You.
Um, so in that area, it's not bad. It's just me and Judah most of the time because everyone's at uni. So I've gotten really close with Judah. It's been calm at home. Um, in terms of work, I'm working as an SCN TA, so I work with students with disabilities and things. I would say I kind of expected myself in a way to be doing that type of job because when I was applying for the jobs in uni, I wasn't getting it. So I had a feeling that maybe for the first few months I will be doing this. But I didn't realize that the application process would still be just as in fact even more difficult now that I have graduated, now that I have the full grade and everything on there, now that I have additional experience. And so it's kind of been a bit hard. Yes, I'm working, my pay isn't that great, but I'm not, sometimes it's annoying, but I'm not too fussed because luckily I'm not paying rent. So this is just money to save and just money to chill on. But no, I'm not really where I wanted to be, but I'm trusting the process. So some days I'm happy, some days I really have off days and just like, God, please, you know? Yeah, man. Yeah.
Man, fair is real. My my ass face. How far? What about you?
How far
Sorry.
from the UK? Very, very far. I'm joking. Um, I'm also living with my parents. Um,
Not in London
okay,
though. Sorry.
way, way out of London. We in the motherland. Yeah, I came back to Uganda. Um, which is not bad, but I never expected to really. Like,
Okay.
um, I thought that I was going to like transition from, so I kind of knew that I was already going to do what I was going to do, which was go to France and do my language studies. But I thought it was going to be a bit more seamless than it turned out to be. I thought I was going to go from the UK to France, which would have been so much easier, flight wise, visa wise, like everything, to just transition into the French student visa and go from there. But it didn't happen that way. No, I came back and I stayed for a while. And I'm still staying until Jan, but that process was really, really long. So it didn't really go the way that I thought it would go. I'm still grateful that I'm able to do what I planned to do eventually. I thought I would be in school by now, but I'm gonna start a couple months later. It's not bad. It's not bad. It's giving me some time to be at home. It's giving me some time to be with my family, which has actually proven very important because um I just realized that with everything that's happening with my grandma, like I've not been able to spend time with her as
Yeah.
much in the last 3 years. So it's been very important to me to actually be there with them. So I'm not complaining. It gets a bit boring. I'm not gonna lie. It gets a bit boring, but it's good. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, happy for you. And congrats on again. Yay.
I I loved it. Can I say
Sure.
Like I loved it. Like it was the best. It was an amazing time of my life.
Yeah.
Everything that I did. And like there's more to come though. I'm not seeing it as like, oh, it's gone. I'm like, shit, that was just college. I'm just 21. There's so much more to
So
experience.
young.
Yeah. And it's all in my hands, right? Like if I love something, I'm gonna seek it more.
Period.
Yeah.
Yeah. I liked uni. I did. I liked uni a lot. The reason why I hesitated is because uni is just so like it's a lot. It's so much. Do you know what I
It
mean?
is. Yeah.
So much compacted into such a short time frame. Because you graduated a year early, so we did the same amount of time. It was three
Yeah,
years.
we did. Yeah.
Bro, it's so much. You're learning so much. You're experiencing so much. You're exposed to so much. But you're also
You
having
change. You change hella.
you change about eight to I tell everyone I lived about 8 different lives in uni because you do like because you're trying stuff, you're testing stuff. If it doesn't work, you try something else, you're learning new lessons. So you're literally morphing and changing to a different person like every
Yeah.
month.
Ish.
Do I keep it together? That's the real question. I was terrified, like, because there was the high of like, oh my gosh, like I did it, like I graduated and everything, and then like that dies down, and then it's like, okay, bloody
Yeah. Yeah.
like I'm out in the jungle by myself, basically, because then like this is the first time that like things are really in your hands. Like obviously, unless you go straight into doing like a master's or whatever.
No, exactly. It's like
Yeah,
no like system, right?
yeah,
Like there's
our
no
whole
grading,
lives, bro.
no grading
Been
scheme.
in this system. Do you get what I mean? From
Yeah.
like what's called kindergarten to secondary school to whatever the heck. Like it's laid out for you. This is what you're gonna do next. This is what you're gonna do next. And then all of a sudden, all of that is stripped away, and you're like, yeah, what is going on? So I think it was really heavy for me initially. Um,
Me
and then
too.
I just started like kind of trusting God's plan and trusting, the process.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
yeah, you just have to take
You
the
like
pressure off it, bro. You
you
have to think,
she turned to faith for real. Like I was like
mate, I said you and me.
But I say obviously first and foremost, faith and like talking to God and actually trying to be like, hey guy, I'm struggling for real, you know. And sometimes in those frustrating points where you feel like you're just talking to the wall and you're not sure if the guy is really listening. And then somehow things work out. You're like, "Oh, okay, you know." So there's that. I'd say tapping into my creative element as well, because I don't really feel like myself when I haven't really done anything creative, anything like,
Mm.
testing my mind type vibe. Um, I hate to say this, but and because I just feel like it would make everyone cringe. But if I'm being super, super duper honest, I think my boyfriend has played a huge role in keeping me sane because every
Aww, cute,
uh,
cute.
yeah. Sorry, I just don't the but to be very honest,
Rickster. Like, we have to shout out Rick Star.
I
That's
have to shout out.
a legend. Okay. Yeah.
Um, yeah, because I tend to have like 5 different crises each and every day, and I always have to like release them somewhere, and I'm always like, and he's just like relax. It's
Yeah.
never that serious.
Calm down. They are going. You have escaped. Calm down. You have escaped. Calm down. You have escaped. Calm down. You have escaped.
You
Oh,
know. So I think that's been yeah. Those are like my main three things. That's weird.
period.
Yeah.
Lately, it's just been a lot, like your Monday to Friday, flipping 8:50 to 3:30 to 4 o'clock every day. And then on the side, I'm trying to figure out what's next. I'm trying to figure out internal stuff with myself. Because, you and me, we're very self-aware people and we're constantly doing this self-elevation thing, self-reflection thing.
Trying to
That,
like grow.
bro, that is a job within itself.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like it takes a lot to be able to look yourself in the eye and like have a conversation with yourself about something.
But like while we do that a lot though, like we know that we do that a lot, we're self-aware people.
Yeah.
I recently read a quote that said, "We are not an endless lifelong project. We do not need to keep working on it. Sometimes it's okay to sit with your flaws and still be. Like everyone's always gonna have flaws. Why
Yeah,
am I always trying to get better and better and better? Because it is exhausting. Like you said, it's a full-time job.
a
But
lot.
sometimes, like right now, you don't have time to be doing this like putting so much time and effort into being like, oh, I don't like I need to work. No, chill.
This is what I'm saying. And this like past like 2 weeks, I can't lie, I've just been like, everybody, I would
Yeah.
just like nobody should call my phone. I was just like, yo,
No,
I'm
yeah.
going to exist. Let me just cruise for a second. And I think that's okay to do sometimes. Like there's this guy,
Yeah.
I can't remember his name on like
Wait,
TikTok.
pause. Is it okay if I like take you to pick up my food or like grab my food real quick? It's here.
Um,
I'm back.
yeah, I was telling the people them that this guy, this influencer guy, he was like he basically talks about how like time is like, an ocean, waves, whatever, metaphor, metaphor. And then he said sometimes it's okay to just lay back and float in the waves of time until you're strong enough to swim again. And I was like, period, bro. Sometimes you're tired.
Yeah,
Let
and had you not stopped, you would have drowned. Much like
bro,
bruh, you need to stop, gain that energy to be able
regain.
to. Yeah,
Yeah, period.
it's self-care. It's like
It
showing
is.
that you always have your own back.
It is.
Like,
Rest. Rest. Like you're of no good to anyone when you're burnt out. Like, let alone yourself, the people around you, your job. Like, you can't, like, that whole, like, I just have to keep going mentality. It doesn't make any sense because it's cap
hustle culture, yeah, hustle culture is toxic.
so stupid. I'm so sorry. Rest, my dear. Rest. Anita, what about you?
Yeah.
How do you keep it together?
At the top of the list comes first, God.
Period.
I think since I've been at home, of course, I'm in church all the time. I've become more involved in the church, and doing those things keeps me busy, but it
Yeah.
also keeps me close to God. It keeps me going because on the days where I can't, I would put Pastor Jerry's Is It On, and I'll be praying. I'll put on my favorite gospel or praise song, and it can change my mood for that day. And I'm grateful. When I was working with you, Bolly, I would see you. I made friends there. So sometimes those days, knowing that everyone had something similar, really kind of felt like, okay, you went alone in
Yeah.
that boat. Those few weeks where I wasn't working, it did become very hard. This is where one of my other shout outs goes to my counselor, but also Tayo. Tayo would be on the phone with me, the good days and the bad days. My mum, shout out to mum, big
Shout out
shout
to
out to
mom.
mum. Sometimes I would say one thing and then mom would be like, oh my days, like my girl is really, really, and then she'll be praying or she'll tell me, go and take communion, go and do this. So all that encouragement has been helping. Half the time, like Maya said, it's on and off. One day I can be in a super good mood. Like today I got to go on a trip. But 2 days ago I literally called in sick because I said I don't want to go anymore. I want to quit. Why is nothing working? But I'm grateful because God is like, nope, you've got to stay, you've got to keep going. This whole journey has been teaching me endurance. So praise be to the Lord.
Heavy on endurance. That was a word
Hmm.
you dropped in, you know. I
Yeah.
don't think you realized the
That was
word.
a whole sermon, my
You
guy.
dropped the word for the people them there. I think this season is definitely one in which we've all kind of been learning it.
Yeah.
Like you will endure. I think
Hmm.
that's the whole thing of being a fresh graduate, of being 21. I think that age in general as well as
Yeah.
you're I think I was talking about this with my friend on the other call as well, is that from your whole life we've been in the school system. Do you get what I mean? So it's nice,
Yeah.
it's easy. You know what you're gonna be doing next year.
Yeah.
There's
No,
not that
this time, no. Hmm.
yeah, there's not that sense of what's going on.
Yeah.
I have to make
What's
big boy
next?
decisions, you know.
There's no specific guide.
No,
You're
not at
just
all. And
going.
you're
Yeah.
just going with and you're going with faith. Do you know what I mean? And it's not easy. And
Yeah.
I think we should admit that more often. It's not easy and I'm confused.
Hmm.
Um
Yes.
But this is how I keep it together, you know. And I think that these are conversations we need to be having. And I like that we're having this conversation. So, period.
Uh,
Shout out to the moms and shout out to the boyfriends. Those of us that don't have boyfriend, we have our friend, we have God, we have mommy. That's what we have. But those of you that have boyfriend, kudos to you.
they're
All our
just
boyfriends
addition,
out
don't
there,
worry.
do
They're just
more.
Yeah,
addition.
Bro, I don't
even
have
They're
a best
friends,
man.
even friends, even
Even
friends.
friends, do you know what I mean? Like I've found real solace in community and in the people that love me and
mm,
I love, you know, they kind of, even if it's just to be heard and to have someone hear and
yeah,
acknowledge that you're struggling and be like, I'm sorry to
yeah,
you. It goes a long way, you know,
yeah,
to have that. And also that's why it's important to have God because I don't have many people that are close by that I can really see in London like that. Yes, I would just say community, God. And I think
mm,
Maya, what you said about your creativity, that's something that is really, really valuable. Like, not even
Yeah.
necessarily if you're not that creative, that's fine. A lot of us, some people have very STEM brains. That's cool as well. If you like
yeah,
coding, if you do just having something that you do for you that it doesn't have
mm,
to have monetary value or it's not for work, nobody's
Mhm.
asking you for it at this time. It's really, really
yeah,
important to have things that you do that are purely for you, you know, things that
Yeah.
maybe you create with your own hands just to be and not be thinking about something that doesn't have stress added to it, basically.
Yeah.
You know?
Literally.
Going on walks, go on walks. You know what I mean? Join a walk club, a run club. Bill is always running in the night.
Bill is on that though.
Bill and his run club. I even asked him, I said, suggest some run clubs for me. I don't run, but the hiking ones I can hike.
yeah. Guys, I can't like this exercise thing. It's been mental stress
I
relief,
feel
but I
like
can't
don't
like
talk to
sometimes
me about that one.
I'm still eating like a but I ran to the train station and I was happy. I cannot believe it.
That's something. You know,
I
that's
ran to
something,
the
guys.
station and
That's
I felt
something.
like I could accomplish the world. That
Mm.
excitement, I can't believe it. All these people that say eat healthy and it plays a big,
It
big,
makes
big
a big
part.
difference in your life. I can't
Makes a
lie. 'Cause
difference. Makes a
even me, when
difference.
I was in this rut, I wasn't eating well at all. I even told you
Mm,
the other day, I nearly collapsed at work, I'm telling you, because for like a solid 2 weeks, I barely ate any, I don't know how many vegetables I ate. I didn't really have meals. When I ate scraps. There was one Saturday morning, I woke up in the morning and I was just in bed for hours. And then eventually, hunger was doing me. So I went and I ate Cheetos and mochi and I drank juice. And then I went back to bed.
mm.
And it was so, 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 so bad for me. I felt like rubbish. And I wanted to fast. I know.
Sis, you're doing a lot.
What food did you get to
Good
fast?
God.
This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. And I wanted to fast. And so I was still fasting at work. And obviously, you've woken up early in the morning, you haven't eaten anything. The whole 2 weeks,
Yeah.
you've been eating like an animal. And so I was at work, I was feeling like this. I literally heard God tell me, my daughter, please. I
Stop
know
it.
you have good intentions, but how can you listen to your spirit when your flesh is crying out for nourishment? Do you get what I mean? Like, so yeah, my Lord just said, please eat something now. So when the children went to go and have breakfast, I made toast for myself. I had toast,
Oh,
you know. I will
Yes,
fast maybe next week or the week
yes.
after I've returned to full health, you know.
Uni was, uni was. was up and down. I'll be so real. I'm not even gonna lie that like
That's
it
real.
was the best experience in the entire world and it was like a party every day, sleepover every day. No, there were very, very dark times in uni. Like especially in the beginning when I first went, wahala. Like it was a stress. It was so stressful, like moving and everything and doing it in the way that I did. It was so abrupt and everything. That was not cute. But even like in the in-betweens, there was always like those times where things were a bit like, hey, okay, this is rough, you know? But then there were also had like really high highs as well, where it felt like High School Musical, you know, like things were happening and like friends were friendsing and like just felt like,
Yeah.
gosh, I'm that girl, you know. And yeah, so I feel like it was just a combination of uni was really a microcosm of life, you know,
Bro.
like the high highs, low lows, then even the in-between days where it's like, and people asking, oh, like, how is it? Like,
Yeah.
So that was uni, if I'm being honest. Some of my best memories. The first thing that came to my mind, because I'm trying to be inclusive. I don't want to like speak about memories that are only like to me, but the first thing I thought of was
You know.
us in the limo.
Ah, that was a good day.
I'm so
Shout out
sorry,
to Bonnie for
confessing.
having a rich guy.
I just remember like the hype in there, like the absolute like buzz and how it was like
Guys, that's just the
the
beginning, you know.
noise.
Everyone's wedding, we're doing that. So yeah.
Are you paying first?
With whose budget? Oh, I was wondering like whose
If
budget?
Anita wants to pay, let's have pay now.
Don't you know that I'm gonna marry a rich man and I'm gonna be
Yeah,
rich myself?
no,
I
period.
didn't tell you.
Okay. But I mean your man will also pay for our wedding as
Yes,
well.
yes,
Okay.
yes.
No problem.
So that was vibes. I don't know about another one if I'm being. Oh, I mean, I want. I'm sure there are other memories that are better than this. Actually, let me just say in summary, those like little get-togethers we'd have in the studios and by
In
like
people's videos.
Ecoforce,
Kind of like
especially
the
like the first
Xbox
one,
night.
like
Yeah.
the first one when we had like the. Was it the first one? I don't know if it was the first one, but we had
The
like
first
like a
jollof,
Valentine.
yeah,
First Jollof
Yeah,
night.
yeah, yeah. That one was, but it
yeah.
was crazy. It was crazy. And there's some things I will not repeat, but it was vibes.
Boom. I gotta.
It was very
It
vibes.
was. It was so much fun. Oh. Well, Anita, how was uni for you? And then give me like two of your favorite uni memories. Period.
Uni, in the simplest way, was a roller coaster.
That.
There were lots of good times. There was lots of, oh, we don't know what's happening. And there were lots of terrible time, terriblest. But God is good. It's still an experience that I would definitely go through again. But I really enjoyed it. I'm glad to say that God gave me good friends throughout. Good friends who kept me company when I needed it, good friends who gave me good advice. Of course, you know, yeah, some who gave you bad advice. Okay, it's okay. Good friends that kept me closer to him. Um, I learned a lot about myself from the start of uni. I went as a kid. I came out as an
A woman.
I came out as an adult. You guys are supposed to laugh. A woman. So yeah, I would say that literally sums up uni. Two of my favorite moments I literally thought of was the first jollof night thingy. I always say that you guys were looking for the glue that was missing, and that was it. Because when I joined, we had our big first get together.
Girl is
We
mad.
were titled Jollof Girls.
Interesting.
Okay.
Then one of my second favorites is the Airbnb trip that we had at Foppers, us doing the sports day.
The views are crazy, guys.
I think that whole trip was so fun because we knew that right after we were gonna be having sleepless nights, working on dissertation. So I knew that we were all really enjoying it and really together. And I loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. First, yeah, I had a lot of fun, but I went through a lot. It was very heavy. There was some very hard times.
Yeah.
In the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Go through a lot of loneliness in uni that people don't talk about enough, I think.
Yo. Yeah.
Lonely, I am so that's you, bro. Like it's
Lonely.
Bro.
Sometimes you wouldn't even deep it like that. You would not deep how lonely you have gotten.
huge. And you can
Yep.
believe that in uni, like
Scary.
nobody is really looking for you unless you've like established, your friendship. So you can go
Yeah.
a week
Of
without seeing
course.
nobody if you choose. Do you get what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yep.
Yeah, so but I got some really high highs. I feel like when I made the decision about, who I want to be and where I'm going, like things started looking up. I made really, really good friends. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to the Jollof Girls. Shout out Aniv.
Yeah.
Shout out, shout out all you niggas. Like, y'all are great. Um, yeah, so it was really, really good. What would your word be for, not necessarily a word, but like what would you say to final year students or fellow recent grads?
Hang on. Are you guys hearing? Hang on to the Lord. Hang on. Did you
Serious
guys hear? I said hang.
grip like this.
Don't pick temporary happiness over long-term satisfaction.
She shaded me. Why are you shading me?
Find yourself good friends. Trust in the Lord and He will do the rest. Have faith. Have a crazy, crazy faith.
That's real, man. It's so real
Yeah.
because I did not, first, I didn't think I would graduate.
No,
Okay.
I know it sounds easier. I know it's very overwhelming to be put in a like completely different like environment, like so much change. Everything's different. Nothing's like sorted. It's very uncomfortable, and you want to stick to what you know, and you want to convince yourself you're fine with less, but you're not. It's just harder to do more for more, and you just like so. Be real with yourself. If you are okay with not doing too much and just chilling right now, you can, and you won't ever regret it. But be real with yourself if that's something that you don't want, and long term, like you see yourself being that ambitious, like bad, like I don't know, like I'm getting like this. Both people can be bad, sorry, but depending on which type of bad you want to be real with yourself and pick long term satisfaction over short term pleasures. You won't regret it. That's my piece of
Not
advice.
talking to you guys, she's talking to me by the ways, but
No, not. No, not. If it applies to you, if it applies, it applies.
like what I mean, like and anybody who number one you're able to graduate, you come out with a 2-2, a 2-1, a first class. Honestly, well done. Can we just have a round of applause for you? Because it's not easy. It's not easy. There's so much
Yeah.
going on aside from the academics, even the
Hmm.
academics alone.
It's small.
It's a lot. Oh, it's a lot too. But then there's so
Yeah.
much else. There's so much else going on with you
Yeah.
internally, externally. You've got family who have expectations. You're trying to decide friendships. You don't want to be alone. You're going through things mentally. We all have our own individual battles. If you come out the other side of that,
Your
you've
future
done
as well.
amazing. You have
Yeah.
done amazing, and you should commend yourself for it, and you should thank God for it because
Yeah.
it literally requires radical faith. I didn't think I'd graduate, and I came out with a 2-1, and I'm proud of it. Period. Ain't nobody gonna make me feel less than for having that 2-1. I
Yeah.
didn't think I would get that 2-1. Do you know what I mean? So,
God is good.
God is good, and it really took me having radical faith and saying to God, I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I believe you can do it.
But
So we're
you'll do
gonna do
it.
this together and just hustling. Third year, I died on the line for that grade.
The final will be a deadly day. It's gonna be either with both of us gonna die on the line.
It goes all the way. Other than obviously having crazy faith and leaning on God ultimately and leaning on good people ultimately, I think you need to learn and teach yourself how to be a person who knows how to, as I said, persevere, but somebody who knows how to adapt. You cannot stay rigid. You can't,
Yeah.
because nothing's going to go to plan. Your plans are going to fail. Your ideas are going to crash. Like
Yeah.
nothing's going to work. And just be ready for it. Like it's good to plan, it's good to like step ahead of where you are. But
Mhm.
if you're not willing to be the type of person that says, okay, this didn't work, what's the next path to getting like able to switch and adapt like that, you're gonna fall into the gutter. It just is what it is. You're gonna fall and there's no picking you up. So it's
Yeah.
really about like keeping on it. You take some time, put yourself to the side, cry, 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 get back on the grind, persevere. When they tell you that this doesn't work, find another way. Otherwise, it's not gonna work for you, buddy. That's it.
True. No, that is so real. Honestly, I like
Yeah.
you really have to become the human embodiment of it's not rejection, it's redirection. Because you get
Literally.
rejected,
You have to
especially
say it over and over again.
over again. Fake it till you make it. Even if you don't believe it,
Yeah.
that's the situation. So you have to just keep it pushing. Otherwise,
Yeah.
what are you gonna do? Die? Life doesn't end. You know what I mean? So you have to just figure out like what you're gonna do next. Especially for graduates. I can't lie because you're applying to jobs. Maybe you're applying for
Mm.
grad schemes. Maybe you're applying for your masters. You're going to get rejected, especially in this current economic climate, broski. It's not easy out
Especially if you're international student. Sorry to
here.
say. But
That too, that is a
it,
whole other thing within of itself that comes with so many other challenges. Like you're gonna face adversity, people are gonna reject you, people will never there'll be people that you never hear back from. And honestly, you just have to these are cliche things that you hear. Take it as a learning experience. It's not rejection, it's redirection, but you have to start embodying these cliches because they're true. Regardless of whether they sound cliche or not, they're true. Do you get what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, it very much is for your good. Like, I didn't want to be here, what I'm doing currently now, but I'm so happy I am here because it has taught me so much and it has kept me from wasting time in things that I don't want to do and that I don't think are for me. And it has allowed me to honestly die to myself a little bit because you have to sometimes die to the thing that you crave so much and die to yourself and your current desires because they're not meant for you. Do you know what I mean? Like God has a plan. You know what I mean? So, and at the end of the day, that plan is what is best for you. So you die to that thing and you keep it pushing and you end up in that greater thing that is way better for you, honestly. So you just have to be the embodiment of we move and we keep it pushing. That's really
Yeah.
the situation. But yeah,
can I
man.
say one more thing on that note, especially
Yeah.
for third year students? It's like I feel like we can get very caught. Like I could in that time be very caught up in like what I'm trying to strive for, and I'm not looking back to see like where I've come from. To even be in third year is so insane because you know how many people dropped out in first year and even second year.
We
It's
know
insane.
people who did not make it to that third year that we
They
made.
didn't make it to that point. So it's like it's balancing. It really all comes down to balance, like balancing, like pushing where you want to be and not relenting that, but also looking and being like, hey, I'm here and really showing immense gratitude because going to
Yeah.
uni is not a thing that everybody has the privilege of having,
Yeah.
getting to first
Yeah.
year, getting second year, getting third year, continuously doing that and being able to do that is a blessing, complete blessing.
A
Yeah.
huge blessing, a huge blessing. We really tend to get caught up in I want, and forget to count the blessings that have already been granted to us. Honestly,
Count your
yeah,
blessings.
honestly, I found that it helps me
One by
personally
one.
because for me, I find it very difficult. I struggle with gratitude. Let me just be frank.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I struggle to because it's like, oh, yeah, fine, but that's just whatever. No, it's not because it's actually not a given. And some people are praying time
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
have. So for me, it helps me to sit down, open up notes, and type out things that or answer
Yeah.
prayers. Do you know what I mean? Type out things that are not a given for everyone, but I have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? To be able to be like, oh, I've done a lot, and thank God. But also pat yourself on the back. It's not easy. You put in the effort. God blesses the works of your hands. If you didn't put in the work, He wouldn't have blessed you with
Not
it.
easy, yeah.
We actually just have to thank God.
What would you say?
My word to the recent grad / final year student is, you're fine. You're doing okay. You're doing amazing.
That makes mine sound so.
She's like, don't be a lazy little. Get up off your.
Honestly, it's good. I like the contrast.
Yeah, there's balance. You know what I mean?
Both.
Both are very necessary to keep in my head at all times. I can't lie.
Yeah.
And it's important to know when one is dragging you one direction too much.
That was beautiful, Bolu.
Thank you. Yeah, allow yourself to feel. Do you know what I mean? And it's important to surround yourself with people that you can talk to like this and just, be able to offload to when you need to and vice versa. Because carrying it around by yourself,
I'm grateful for you, Bolu.
Grateful for you. So all of that being said, after our whole discussion, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. This was a really good conversation, actually. I didn't know you had so much planned out. I feel like I was like, wow, I went into this blind.
You know what? I'm actually better. I really actually just missed you guys, like genuinely. Like having these conversations is just so nice because it gives me an opportunity to actually speak to you and like hear from you and stuff. So it's that in that aspect, I don't think that's what you're asking, to be very honest. But me, I'm just saying me
Interpret
personally.
however you want. How did you know?
Yeah, I think also it's nice to reflect. I'm the type of person that likes to go back in time and be like, oh, you remember this, you remember that. So it's nice to have people who you can do that with.
Yeah.
So I liked having this conversation. I think I'm better off for it for sure.
And talking to you makes me feel like everybody goes through this. And it's true, everybody goes through this.
They really do.
There'll be highs and there'll be lows, and this is the time of chaos. So like I just embrace it, yeah.
Honestly, embrace it. You're never gonna be this free. Stuff is never gonna be this random. Enjoy the spontaneity.
And be selfish about what you want to do. Like you're
Be
selfish. Be so selfish.
I'm actually good. I enjoyed this conversation. These nice laughs. I've needed it the past couple of weeks. It's been very interesting. So many things happening. But it's just also kind of taught me that even in the reflection, to be grateful for the experiences that we have. Sometimes you think that's a situation, and we spoke about this once. You're in a situation and you think this is bad. Oh wait, worse can happen. So be grateful for that little moment. And each part teaches you something. So I've enjoyed, catching up, having a laugh, and it's put me in a good mood. And that's okay. Everything will be fine. Trust in the Lord. Even when you're not trusting, just force yourself to trust because God works with faith. Have crazy faith. And that's what this conversation has taught me, that it's okay to be where I am, but I should remember God is moving in me. So trust in it.
Period. Yeah. Faith as small as a mustard seed, guys. Small as a mustard seed. Thanks for coming. Okay, wait, so tell the people your name.
Oh. Wait, did you not even introduce me?
I didn't introduce you.
My name, well, if anybody's still here, like, watching, my name, if you care, is Purvi. Purvi.
Okay, wait, I can just put it at the beginning. Don't say it like that then. Say it nice.
Okay.
Just stick it.
Okay, should I be like, hi?
Yeah.
I'm Purvi.
Yeah.
The devil was a liar.
I am gangster and everything.
Wait, Maya, sorry.
Maya, sorry. Thinking like, what? When you become Christian, you can never have any conversation without mentioning God. Like it just becomes impossible. And people are like, okay, yeah, but like, what about people who don't? Yeah, they're like, oh, what about people who don't believe? You're like, okay, but I don't.
I don't subscribe.
Me, I believe.
Do you get what I mean?